Aliya Boston drops two-word reaction after linking up with Vinyl BC teammates for Unrivaled League's Media Day shoot. Aliya Boston and her Vinyl BC teammates trained together on Sunday to prepare for the opening of Unrivaled, a 3x3 basketball tournament set for its debut season. Before their workout started, the players posed for photos and had their media day. After speaking with reporters, Boston and company executed drills and scrimmaged under the watchful eyes of coach Teresa Weatherspoon. The Indiana Fever star shared a few clips of what happened on Sunday on Instagram and wrote, "My girls." Joining Boston in the team are Ray Burrell, Jordan Canada, Derica Hamby, Ryan Howard and Arike Augunbol. This early, some are considering them one of the favorites to rule the inaugural tournament co-founded by WNBA stars Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. Weatherspoon's team has shooting, inside play, defense, and versatility. Aliya Boston was a late addition to the pool of players. She was the 30th out of 36 selected to play in the tournament. The two-time All-Star was the third Fever to join Unrivaled after Lexi Hull, who went to Rose BC, and Katie Lou Samuelson, who joined Phantom BC. Vinyl BC coach Teresa Weatherspoon described what Aliya Boston and her teammates can do. Teresa Weatherspoon let her Vinyl BC players go through a rigorous workout. After the training, she spoke to reporters and gave them a description of what her players could do for the team. The former Chicago Sky play caller started with Arike Augunbol, who she said was the truth. Get any shot she wants. Tremendously confident in everything she does. Getting everybody involved. Looking forward to be able to coach her. Weatherspoon also spoke about Aliya Boston, who she said was growing. You have an incredible post presence. Physical. She gets the job done, she does all the little things that goes unnoticed. The WNBA legend also gave Ray Burrell her flowers. An incredible athlete with a lot of talent. A shooter, defensive player, energy, and Ray Burrell has an incredibly high ceiling. Boston and her Vinyl BC teammates have previously expressed their excitement to compete in the Unrivaled. Teresa Weatherspoon's comments will only give them more confidence as they prepare to challenge for the 3x3 championship. When Dawn Staley alleged media bias against Aliya Boston compared to other POTY winners such as Sabrina Ionescu and Paige Buchers. Dawn Staley coached Aliya Boston during her playing career with the South Carolina women's basketball team. As the latter won National Player of the Year in her final season in 2022, Staley discussed the subtle difference in narrative around Aliya Boston as a Player of the Year candidate on an episode of the NetLife with Dawn Staley podcast uploaded to YouTube in February 2022. She discussed the media's apparent bias against black female basketball players with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes, comparing Boston's Player of the Year season to the likes of Sabrina Ionescu, Paige Buchers, and Kelsey Plum among others. Swoopes asked Staley if the different narrative around somebody like Aliya Boston was purely because of race or was it due to flashy players grabbing more attention than consistent performers. Staley said it was a combination of multiple factors, while acknowledging that the narrative was a bit different when it was about black female players. It's the media campaign, a lot different, and I've seen Brianna Stewart, I've seen that, POTY, campaign, I've seen that narrative. I've seen Sabrina Ionescu. I've seen Paige Buchers. I've seen Kelsey Plum. I've seen AJA Wilson. I've seen it like I've seen it, right in front of my very eyes, Staley said. She even noted how ESPN, who is heavily involved in discussions regarding the best players in the sport of women's basketball, don't tend to pivot their stances even with ever-changing circumstances. She sees it to play an impact on how national awards are decided, especially involving the aforementioned players. I have researched it a little bit. I've talked to different people who've worked at ESPN, because basically ESPN, they are the decision makers of women's basketball or men's basketball. They choose who is going to be the person, the team, and it doesn't matter what's happening out there on the floor or if that team is no longer the team, they don't pivot. They don't pivot enough, in my opinion. So it's all of that. Dawn Staley, Gamecocks maintain place in new AP Top 25 poll. Dawn Staley and the Gamecocks are rolling through the regular season with a 14-1 record, including an ongoing 9-game winning streak. This has allowed them to remain near the top of the AP Top 25 among the country's best. The Associated Press updated their rankings on Monday, showing South Carolina maintain their place at the second spot. They trail only undefeated UCLA, who gave the team their only loss of the season. The squad has been successful in beating opponents by wide margins. They average 82.5 points on 46.9% shooting from the field, including 35.4% from beyond the arc. Their scoring defense of 55.2 points has allowed them to win games by 27.2 points per contest.